Where to live in Kuala Lumpur? That is the number one question everyone asks when they are relocating to Malaysia. So that's what this entire series is all about, to show you guys the different neighborhoods in KL. We've visited TTDI, Mont Kiara, Desa Park City, Bangsar, even Ampang, Embassy Row. And today, we are at Bukit Jalil. This is a very underrated neighborhood. So we are going to be focusing on a very specific part of Bukit Jalil. Bukit Jalil is not that big in general, but we are going to be focusing on this particular part because everything we know or all the fun stuff is in this particular area. And in case you guys didn't know, behind me is a very interesting project that we will be talking about soon enough. Let's go. Now, let me give you guys some bearings. Bukit Jalil is on the south side of Kuala Lumpur city centre. It's about 15 to 20 minutes away. This entire place was a rubber plantation about 30-40 years ago. It has completely transformed into a very well-developed or a developing neighborhood. It feels more modern and planned compared to older KL neighborhoods because a lot of big developers came in and did a lot of town planning. Like for example, we have Pavilion Bukit Jalil, which will be going there shortly. Here, there's a mix of young professionals, university students, families, and a growing expat community. This is not like Mont Kiara or Ampang Embassy Row. There is a mix of locals and foreigners here. Now, this place is surrounded by universities, tech parks, sports facilities, a major mall, Pavilion Bukit Jalil. There's also our national stadium, the Bukit Jalil Stadium, which is about a 10-minute drive away. That's where all the major events happen. If I'm not mistaken, The Weeknd is coming in November. He's going to be performing there as well. Now, Bukit Jalil is not that big, and we'll be focusing only on this particular area because this is where I think most of you would want to live. I'll explain that later. But first, it is hot. So let's get some coconut water. Cold, refreshing coconut water by the roadside. Delicious. It's super hot, so I've decided to hang out in the car, getting around. Now, there is two LRT stations in Bukit Jalil. You have the Sri Petaling and the Awan Besar station. It just basically passes by the area. If you want to go to certain parts of KL, then yes, you can use it. Bukit Jalil is also well connected by major highways. You have the Kesas, Max, Bukit Jalil Highway, LDP, all of that. In terms of Kuala Lumpur International Airport, you're only about 30 minutes away. There's also a TBS, our main bus terminal, which is about 10 minutes drive away, and it is good if you're planning to do a lot of intercity traveling. If you want to go to Singapore or Johor, you can take the bus. It's only going to cost you about 100 ringgit. Now, the LRT is helpful, but a car makes it easier to travel around because KL or Malaysia in general is a car-centric city. Now, traffic is crazy on the main road of Bukit Jalil because, and only because, it is considered an alternate route. Because there's a lot of highways around it, a lot of people don't want to pay the tolls, so they use the alternate route, crossing or passing through Bukit Jalil. That's what creates the traffic, because Bukit Jalil in general is very small. It's not that big enough to create that much traffic. You're also about 10 minutes away from Subang Jaya, which is where I'll be going next to show you guys what's there, so stay tuned and subscribe. What is in Bukit Jalil? Okay, so let's start with schools. Now, for schools, this is the most beautiful school that I have seen in basically all my life doing YouTube videos. This is called the, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, Zhu Shi International School. It's a Chinese school. It's a well-established school. It is not that cheap either, so it's a very high-end school. So if you want Chinese education, that is one of it. It's quite good. There are also preschool and primary school around the area. There's a lot of them actually. Preschool and primary school up to age 7 or 8. I'll list them down over here on screen. In terms of universities, you have the IMU, International Medical University. You have Asia Pacific University. You have the Asia Pacific Institute of Information Technology. It's all nearby. It's all around here. Then probably 15 minutes away, close to 20 minutes, you have the UCSI University College. So engineering and stuff, a huge campus on that side as well. You also have the Bukit Jalil Sports School, which is part of the National Stadium as well. So speaking about schools, guys, I have made a guide, right, of basically the top 40 schools in Malaysia from Penang, KL and JB, which includes all curriculums, fees, location and the key highlights. There's about 40 schools and I will be adding more as I verify the information. Hospitals. Now, there are a few, but the most notable one is Columbia Asia Hospital. There's one in Bukit Jalil. There's another one in Puchong, which is about 10 minutes away. And you have the IMU, the International Medical University, which is tied to the university. There's also a government hospital, which is about probably 15 minutes away, but if you guys are here, private hospitals are the way to go. Now, I did mention about something that's coming soon, which we were at earlier, right? It's called KL Wellness. This is very interesting because it is a hospital slash residences slash recreational club. It's basically all in one. It's like very nice retirement home. It's a place where it's like assisted living. They will take care of you. There's all types of specialist hospitals. It's about 600 plus beds. It's planned to open in 2026 and there are future plans to expand it. The entire KL Wellness will take about 10 years to complete. It has so many different things. It's very easy for you to see a specialist within the same building for where you live and where the hospital is. And this is Southeast Asia's first integrated healthcare and wellness township. It's about 27 acres and it has like a GDV of over 11 billion ringgit. It includes like a hospital, medical suites, wellness suites, retirement resorts, office towers. This is literally being built right now. It is going to be completed in the next few months and the construction is going to carry on over for the next 10 years for it to be fully completed, right? All the phases will be completed. Let's talk about daily life. What is there to do here? Okay, so remember I mentioned that Bukit Jalil is not that big, but we are only going to focus on one area, and that area is the entire pavilion Bukit Jalil. Why? Is because the entire 2 million square feet mall is here. Surrounding the malls are more restaurants, shops, chiropractors, clinics, a DJ academy, cafes, so many different things here. Across the road, you have more shops, more restaurants, workshops for your cars and stuff like that. So many things. And in the vicinity itself, a walking distance vicinity, you have Park Sky Residences and Park 2 Residences. Very nice condos. These are, I could say, mid to luxury condos. And these are, I would say, the most luxurious one around Bukit Jalil. So if you are looking at nice condos, these would be the ones to go for. You also have the Bukit Jalil National Stadium, about 5 minutes drive away. This is where like all the biggest concerts will be held. You also have multiple golf courses. You have the Bukit Jalil Golf Course and the Kinrara Golf Course for all you golfers. There's also the Bukit Jalil Recreational Park, which is about 80 acres big. Super nice. You can jog, cycle, a lot of outdoor activities as well. And it's right opposite Park Sky and Park 2 Residences. So for all your expats and foreigners coming here, I highly recommend getting a unit here, Park 2 or Park Sky Residences, because all the other condos, they are nice, but they are not as nice as this. And the prices, not bad. Wait, we'll get to the property side shortly. In terms of the food scene, it's more local and more affordable compared to Mont Kiara. The cost of living here is not as high as other places in like TTDI, Mont Kiara, Damansara, Bangsar. This is quite affordable and for what you get. Like you can see the Pavilion Mall here is as nice as Pavilion Bukit Bintang. Now, it's not yet a cafe scene like Bangsar, but it is getting there very, very soon. Let's talk properties. Now, let's go with rental first because a lot of you guys coming here, you guys want to rent. So for a 1 bedroom, you can expect to pay about 1,500 to 2,500 ringgit per month. This is about 500 to 800 square feet. For a 2 bedroom, you're looking anywhere from 2,000 ringgit all the way to 4,500 ringgit. And for a 3 bedroom, you're looking at about 3,000 ringgit all the way up to about 7,000 ringgit. Now, the ones that I was talking about, which is Park Sky and Park 2, where is it? Yeah, it's there, right? Those two, you can get like 1,500 square feet for about 5,000 to 6,000 ringgit, which is very good. You can't get that in Mont Kiara. And these are newer condos and these are much nicer and more luxurious than the ones in Mont Kiara for the same price. So if you're not looking at luxury condos, then I recommend other places as well. right like 2 minutes drive away, you can get super cheap, like probably like 3,000 to 4,000 ringgit for like 1,200 square feet. Now for terrace houses, landed properties, terrace houses, they go for about 3,000 ringgit per month. And for bungalow properties, they go for about 10 to 25,000 ringgit per month. So yeah, bungalows are always on a different level. Okay, so let's talk about if you want to buy. This place, Bukit Jalil, is in Kuala Lumpur, right, in the state of KL. So the minimum price is 1 million ringgit. Now, the property prices here, the average property price is about 600 to 700 ringgit per square feet. But the newer condos, the ones connected with, let's just say, KL Wellness City, the ones are the luxury ones, those go for about 800 to 1,000 ringgit per square feet. Now, it's quite high for the area, basically. Now, some notable mentions of properties for sub-sale would be Park Sky and Park 2 residences. They go for about 800 ringgit per square feet, around there. Now for new properties, we have under construction, we have the Kingswood, we have Queenswood residences. They are right next to each other. They go for about 800 to 1,000 ringgit per square feet. So yeah, that's about properties. Now, one thing I do want to highlight here is there's still a lot of land. As you can see from here, the drone shot, there is a lot of land. So what I'm trying to say is there may be demand now, but there's going to be a lot of oversupply in the future. The number one question I keep getting on the strategy call is, which property do I buy? Either for own stay or for investment. This is the most complicated question that takes up the most amount of time, and we'll need to explore and understand your situation first before I can recommend any property. Sometimes we might need to have multiple follow-up calls just so we really narrow down the right property for you. And after you purchase your property, the entire strategy call fee is refunded to you. Simple as that. So if you guys are planning to buy a property, but you're not sure which one to get, or you have a few in mind, you want a second opinion, you want my input on this, then we can sit on a strategy call and we can go through all your entire options, and I will advise which one suits you best based on your timeline, your budget, your situation, your visa, all of that stuff. Sometimes you don't even need to buy a property because most visas don't require a property purchase. My take on Bukit Jalil. It's best for young professionals, budget-conscious expats, investors looking for yield or long-term investment, and families who want affordable living. But if you are talking about going to school, looking at school options, then this may not be the one for you, because this is where the weakness of Bukit Jalil comes out, right? You don't have much options for international schools because you only have Tzu Chi International School and Stellaire International. That's it. A lot of the schools around are preschools, so you don't have much options. But in terms of value for money, Bukit Jalil wins, because Park 2 and Park Sky, you are right next to the Pavilion Mall, but you're only paying what, probably 3 ringgit per square feet, which is super cheap. If you talk about Pavilion Damansara Heights, you are paying about 8 ringgit per square feet, which is almost 3 times the price. Another thing, if you are looking for expat community, there isn't a lot. It is growing, but it's not as big as Mont Kiara or Desa Park City. This is a more budget-friendly place, but the mall is super nice. It doesn't seem like it's a budget-friendly place. Now, one more thing I do want to highlight is the oversupply risk. So if you are planning to buy here, you have to choose the right property that will outperform the others and will also outperform the newer launches in the future. So you have to know which one to choose so that you win, whether it's short-term or long-term. So if you are interested with that, strategy call link is below, or visit the website here, nasmalaysia.com/call, and we will talk about that, because I am helping a few clients secure a few units here in Bukit Jalil with proper yield and capital appreciation. Now, I am working on a property outlook, and this is only going to be for strategy call clients as well. It's going to have all the numbers and all the analytics that you would need to make a informed decision, right? So it's going to be all the trends for Bukit Jalil, for Mont Kiara, for Kuala Lumpur City Centre, Ampang, TTDI, Bangsar. You'll have all the data for the past 10 to 15 years. It's all going to be in one PDF that's easy for you to read and understand and determine which properties and which areas are going to perform in the next 10 to 15 or even 20 years, so you guys can make an informed decision of which property to buy. So if you are interested, stay tuned. Now, another thing also is get the new starter kit. I've made a brand new starter kit. It's totally revamped. It's very different right now. You guys can go and check it out. If you guys have already gotten the old starter kit, don't worry, the new one will be sent to you. Okay? Yeah, just check your inbox. Make sure it's not in the spam folder. So, what do you think of Bukit Jalil? Is this going to be the place that you move to in 2026? Let me know your thoughts down below and let me know where should I visit next besides Subang Jaya. Alright guys, that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.